You're listening to an audiobook version of Diamonds by Wilson Suriel, read by Wilson Suriel. Diamonds, the gems from pressure. Preface. Since I was 15, I've been a fan of self-help books. I started reading Think and Grow Rich, and my life has never been the same since. Books like As a Man Thinketh, Asking It Is Given, and 7 Habits of Highly Effective People have molded me and my ways of thinking into who I am today. You'll always be able to catch some gems in my songs ever since my first album, Blank Slate. The ideas I learned in those books greatly affected how I go about my everyday life. These ideas have helped me to continue to persevere through any hardships I face with my head up and my chest out. I truly believe that with self-belief and full confidence in everything that you do, anything is achievable. Take it from me. I've lived in a shelter home, came from a single mother immigrant home. My mom did everything she could to get by. From having and recovering from a seizure to performing at a damn near sold-out show in the same week, about 10 tickets short, to having a falling out with business partners, but getting right back up and achieving more success than ever before. I'm not exactly where I want to be in life just yet, but I am a lot closer to achieving all of my dreams than I ever have been, and I have full confidence that the things I've been dreaming about are closer than ever before. As you read this, my upcoming album, Pressure, will be out, and hopefully it is an album that you'll be able to enjoy for years to come. This album serves as a time capsule for me because it was made during one of the most important decisions I've made in my life, which was to quit my job, pursue music full-time, and pursue the business ventures that would allow for this freedom. I'll get into that later on, probably in the next book, as I want to give time for all of these ventures to develop and grow. Part of this decision included me moving to Puerto Rico. I had to make a choice in my life because I felt like things weren't really progressing the way I had wanted, and I felt stuck in my current situation. I give a lot of credit to my now business partner, Mike, aka Prez, for allowing me to see that I had more options. Ultimately, we created a new company, Hustle Music Group. I also partnered up with T the Truth to create the first Pressure album, which will be the beginning of a trilogy. At the time I'm writing this, Pressure 2 is already done and will go into mixing and mastering soon. But back to the point. Pressure was created after a falling out with my old team who I had worked with for 8 years, and right before I completely changed my life around. I mean, I had what a lot of people would consider a successful life. Brand new Audi, super nice apartment, a steady paying 6-figure job, but that wasn't what I needed. I needed to feel freedom. I needed to feel alive. I needed to feel like I was living with purpose. And most of all, I needed to actually dive headfirst into the career that has been everything I've ever wanted to do since I was 12 years old. A lot of times when I make music, I create from a place of making the soundtrack that I need to hear at that point in time. Something that gives me motivation or reminds me how much I do believe in myself and my talent. Because when you're going through everyday shit, it can be hard to remember. So this book is basically a breakdown of what these songs mean to me and how you can apply some of these messages in your own life. Hopefully these songs can serve as reminders, as they do for me, that you too are capable of anything you dream of, that you are unstoppable, and that the only thing that can never hold you back from being the greatest version of yourself is you. God Body. God Body can't stop me now, probably. God Body is one of my favorite songs from this album. The beat is smooth, the lyrics are smooth, and the message is simple. I will not be stopped. I go into a lot of braggadocious lines here, but really what this song is about is recognizing that we are made in the image of God and embracing it. The way that I maneuver this shit can move a mountain. The way that I be fluent in this, it's like a fountain. Feel like I proved a lot of them wrong since when they found them. I elevate my mental, that included my surroundings. Self-confidence will change the results in your life. Believing in the best possible outcome in every situation you find yourself in will change your whole approach to life. It will remove the fear that would cause you to come off as insecure or someone who lacks confidence. If someone can sense your lack of confidence or reassurance, you will be taken advantage of. Just that alone can increase your success in every aspect of your life. But the other important thing I mentioned here is that elevating your mental will in turn change your surroundings. Keeping yourself in high vibrations will force you to change your environment. Google this when you get a chance. What do goldfish look like in the wild? The results are crazy. Goldfish are physically limited to their environment size. They can only grow in accordance with what their environment allows. So it is important that if you feel uncomfortable in the environment you find yourself in, you seek guidance from people who are in the environment you wish to be in. With all the access available now, it is easier than ever to get advice from someone you look up to. Just make sure that you only take advice from those who have gathered true results. Also, when I speak about high vibrations, I mean anything that makes you feel uplifted or inspired. Whether it's music, for me, one of my hobbies is art, or motivation from people who are thriving in your field of choice. The Get Back. I'm just claiming what was meant for me. The Get Back is a song I needed to make to uplift my confidence and bring me back to a place of unwavering belief in myself. I was down, man, but I didn't let myself dwell on the fact that I had a big falling out with people I thought I could trust or that I was unsure of what the future would hold. All I knew was that I had to have faith that this was the right decision and move forward with confidence and certainty in order for it to work. When you listen to a song like The Get Back, I want you to feel the same way I did and still do when I listen to it. Like there's no one that can stop you, that you are who you think you are, and that you can walk into a room knowing no one can fuck with you because you put in the work and you're prepared. I think a lot of times in our society it's frowned upon to be supremely confident, and because of that, many people choose to live a humble life or act as if they are humble. But let's look at the definitions of the word humble. Having or showing a modest or low estimate of one's own importance, of low social, administrative, or political rank, lower in dignity or importance. I don't know about you, but those all seem like negative character traits. I personally don't want to associate myself with any of those definitions, and I don't think anyone should, honestly. People who are too humble are often overlooked or overqualified, meaning they sometimes get taken advantage of or don't reach their full potential because they don't come off as confident. Confidence will get you more respect, open new doors, and people like to be around confident individuals. But nobody likes assholes. Treat everyone as you would like to be treated, or even better than that. Be polite, have manners, be open to learning from others, but never sell yourself short, especially if you work hard at what you do and are proud of your work. It's okay to feel like you deserve success, and it's even better when you actually go out and earn it. No one can take that from you, and there's no need to hide it. Confidence plus action plus knowledge equals results. Even if you take one of those three out, you'll still likely get results. But when all three are in sync, that's magic. I am. I'd rather cut off heavy weight than have to block my blessings. I Am is probably the most fun song I made on this album. I was just talking about relationships I've had and why sometimes it's easier to be single. But this line to me is very strong. I'd rather cut off heavy weight than have to block my blessings, because it's not always easy to do. For this particular line, I was referring to a relationship I had in which I loved the person deeply. I really had the best relationship you could ask for in many ways, except when it came to having the space I needed to grow in music. I was in a situation where the person I was with wanted to spend so much time with me that it became hard for her to respect my boundaries when I needed to create. Out of respect for her, I won't go into all the details, but basically, she unofficially moved into my studio apartment. At the time, I was working a full-time job and trying to create, and I needed space to let my thoughts flow freely when I was in that creative zone. So when I came home ready to work, she would do thoughtful things like cook or ask to eat together, and by the time we were done, the time I had set aside for creating was already gone. After I addressed it, she would sometimes go downstairs to the lobby, and I would work on music until 1 or 2 a.m. I felt bad because she would sometimes fall asleep down there, and I just felt uncomfortable with that situation. I would ask her to spend some nights at home, but she preferred to stay with me. When I spent time with her, I felt guilty, knowing I should have been working, and the frustration of not being where I wanted to be only made it worse. But on the other hand, when I was working, I felt bad because I knew she was uncomfortable. That, plus the stress I was feeling about not being where I wanted to be and knowing I could be doing more, pushed me to a point where I had to decide what I wanted more. And I will always choose to follow my passion and dreams and be in alignment with that. It's easy to cut someone or something off if you just met them or if it's a new vice, but sometimes it's your loved ones holding you back. Sometimes it's that harmless drink or joint that holds you back. Whatever it is, if it's taking you away from being great, you need to learn to let it go in order to truly be all in. Don't push me. Big shout out to Exit Fame. He's one of the few rappers from home I can honestly say is a real homie. Go check out his album, Kill Judas. Don't push me is fire to me because one thing I'm never scared to do is whatever it takes to win. I can't even count how many times I went broke, down to my last dollar, because I believed in my dream. And this song really captures that for me. A nigga made it out the struggle, so I thank you, Lord. But niggas like me never settle, so I pray for more. I take for more. I go until I can't no more. This song takes me back to when I was just getting started in the music industry. I was hungry and willing to do whatever it took to make it. And I was right back in that mindset when I wrote this track. I quit my job, returned my car, and basically got evicted from my apartment so I could have the money I needed to move and invest in my music, to keep my dream alive. I reached a point where change was necessary. I was making over $100K, living in a luxury apartment, driving a luxury car, but I had no freedom. If I stopped working, I couldn't even afford the lifestyle I was living. When I took a hard look at it, I knew something had to change. I felt a lot of pressure during that time. I was on edge. Nobody could tell me anything, and nobody could take advantage of me. If I felt someone moving funny, I would call it out immediately. I got into a couple arguments and a couple fights, but I was stressed, bro, and I couldn't afford to waste a single dollar on any funny business. I remember being around other rappers, listening to them talk about their situations, and just thinking to myself, yeah, I don't really want it like that. I thought about all the time I wasted arguing with my old business partners and realized, damn, I can't believe I wasted so much time. That's where this chorus comes from. Yeah, I'm on the edge, don't push me. Niggas come around what they smell like, pussy. Threw it in the air, this is where life took me. Didn't see it coming, now they can't overlook me. Yeah, these niggas move like pussy. These niggas live life, pussy. I'm on the edge, don't push me. Threw it in the air, look how far this shit done took me. The hunger in this song is real. I don't have a polished motivational message here, but sometimes you have to be brutally honest with yourself. Am I really doing everything I can do to accomplish my goals? Or am I choosing the comfortable route? Only you can decide what's right for you. Choose wisely or regret it. Myself. Hard to be a king without the trips into the armory. Things that are worth having require sacrifice. Things that are worth having are going to challenge you. You will have to fight in one way or another to become successful. Whether it's mental, spiritual, or physical warfare, you will be tested. This song was made as reassurance to myself that no matter what happens, I can always believe in me. Again, the context of having to start a new team from scratch and really having to dig deep within myself to find the strength to continue and completely change my life around is where this song comes from. I was having deep conversations with myself about all of this. Thankfully, I still believed in my dreams and vision enough to stay the course. This was the point where a lot of people give up or fall apart. But for me, it was a moment where I had no choice but to do whatever it took to keep going. One of the things I remember most from Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill is when he mentions that a man who has no choice but to succeed will succeed. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was something along those lines. But the point is that a man who chooses to put himself in a situation where he basically has no safety net, just pure hunger for his vision, will succeed, and that always stuck with me. The only thing was that I never really applied that to music until this point. I mean, with music, especially now, if you don't have some kind of income to promote your stuff, you literally won't make it. It's damn near impossible to think you're gonna go viral with no financial backing. Decisions like these have to be made by you and only you. And this is where I was. I had to question myself. Am I really capable of accomplishing this? Am I ready to leave my life behind and start a new one? Will I regret it if I don't do this? I was leaving a lot behind. Loved ones, friends, job security, financial stability, Red Sox season tickets, which I still get sad about sometimes, but that's beside the point. But every time I look back at the things I was able to accomplish when I believed in myself, I grew more and more confident in my decision to become a full-time artist, entrepreneur, and now author, I guess. So when you hear the lines, everything you seeing had to get it myself. Everything I needed had to get it myself. Hard to find belief inside of anyone else. When I needed you the most, you didn't offer no help. It's referring to all the times I believed in myself and was able to succeed in bringing my vision to life. It's also referring to when I felt let down by those who were supposed to be the ones I could rely on, which again led to me taking on a heavier load. With that said, though, having the right team around you is way more effective and so much more can be accomplished. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Important to note, if you find yourself in the role of a leader, it's important that you set the pace for how far and how fast you will go. People who come in to support your vision can only see as far as you show them and can only go as fast as you allow. So lead by example, go hard, and build a team. Shabazz. When you can't escape it, guess that's what a calling is. Ain't no use in trying to fight it, I just follow this. First and foremost, much respect to the Shabazz family. Malcolm X's unwavering dedication to his purpose was a major inspiration for the song. I consider myself very fortunate to have what I believe is a calling. Ever since I was a young kid, like 4 or 5 years old, performing has always been an essential part of my life. I would make my family members sit and watch as I put together a whole performance. When I was 7, I was helping my sister write songs for her to sing. By 12, I had decided I wanted to become a rapper. Seriously decided. At that point, I knew any other career choice wouldn't make sense for me. So I began writing songs and really buying into the vision that I could be an artist. There were times in my life when other things became important, like sports in high school or making money after high school. But one thing was always for sure. No matter how far I drifted from music, it was something I just couldn't escape. The feeling of wanting to create more. I think the longest I ever went without making music was about 2 years, from 19 to 21. And honestly, I just felt like I wasn't myself. I truly felt like I wasn't living in my purpose, like I was hiding myself from the world. Part of it was that I wanted to get to a point where I had enough money to not be seen as a broke rapper. The other part was that I didn't really know where to start. But around then, I decided I couldn't live like that anymore. I felt like I was living a lie, and I knew it. Even now, if I go too long without writing a song, that same feeling creeps back in. But what I find most gratifying and what shows me I'm on the right path is seeing the impact my music has on people. You know how many times people have teared up when I performed Hey Mama? It's a crazy feeling to experience that. Or when someone approaches me and tells me my music helped them get through a tough time or motivated them to be better. The impact that these moments have is a beautiful thing, and honestly, I wouldn't trade it for the world. I understand that this isn't the case for everybody, but if you have a strong feeling that you're supposed to do something, do it. Those urges come from somewhere. They mean something. I believe a person moving in their purpose is the closest we can get to God or the universe or whatever you believe in. Time. I never question what I'm feeling, that should never fail me. Anytime I had a bad or uncomfortable feeling about something and I didn't address it, I paid for it later. Asking It Is Given by Esther and Jerry Hicks is an amazing book, one of my favorites. They talk about how important feelings are and how they serve as indicators to guide you. When you feel good, you're closer to the frequency you need to be in to allow the universe or God to work through you. When you're feeling angry, anxious, or sad, you block that work from being done. There have been many times in relationships with family, significant others, or business partners where I overlooked things that made me feel uncomfortable and didn't speak up. Every time I let something slide, it turned out what was making me uncomfortable was real, and I should have trusted my gut from the beginning. At the very least, saying something would have clarified how I felt and helped me get back into that higher frequency, the space where I can operate as my best self. The only thing that's ever truly real is how we feel. For example, have you ever made your girlfriend or significant other mad and didn't even know what you did? Whatever the reason they're upset, that's their truth. It might be something as small as forgetting to call when you said you would. You might have the best reason in the world, but to them, it feels like you didn't care enough. And that feeling is real to them. If those feelings linger too long without being addressed, they can start to convince themselves that you actually don't care. That feeling grows until it becomes something unbearable. Meanwhile, you still care deeply. You just forgot a few small things. No big deal. A simple conversation could have fixed it early, but when feelings go unaddressed, they turn into bigger problems. If the feeling had been talked about immediately, it would have given you a chance to explain, to take action, and to change that emotional truth before it grew out of control. That's why it's so important to act on your feelings as you feel them. The longer you stay out of that positive frequency, the heavier the toll, and the further you drift away from where you need to be. If you feel uncomfortable, speak up. If you feel upset, speak up. Let people know how you're feeling so you can either fix it, understand it, or move accordingly. If it's your living situation or your job making you uncomfortable, change your environment. It's not always easy, but the longer you wait, the harder it is to get back on the right path. Trust your feelings and act on them. That's when freedom and growth kick in. Acknowledgements. This book was written in less than 24 hours. I had the idea in the shower and just got to writing. I've always wanted to write a book, and I enjoyed creating this. Hopefully the ideas I shared will get you thinking about what you want to do in life and help make it easier for you to pursue your dreams. Special thanks to T and Prez for helping with the creation of this album. It was exactly what I needed at the time. Pressure 2 coming soon. Thank you for listening to Diamonds, the audiobook by Wilson Suriel.